Oh, I think was I muted that whole time? I'm so sorry. All right, let me start over. Welcome everybody to today's HLA Product Showcase webinar, Power Up Your Call Captioning with Custom Words on CaptionMate. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Amanda Watson, and I'm the meeting planner for HLA and your host today. Today's presentation is being recorded and will be available for playback at a later time on the HLA website, hearingloss.org. This is a disclaimer that HLA does not endorse the product featured in this webinar. HLA provided an educational opportunity to learn about this product and how it can benefit people with hearing loss. I will start by giving you a few tech tips. To see captions on this webinar, you need to click the CC icon and show subtitle. You can change the font size and subtitle settings. Chat is available for technical issues and panelists only. We would like you to please use a Q&A icon to ask any questions you have. We will be using this to facilitate questions and answers after the presentation. If you've joined by a computer, the presentation should be in side-by-side mode. Slides are on the left and panelists are on the right in gallery view. You can change the size of your side-by-side view by hovering between the two screens and moving the gray bar to adjust to your desired size. If you join by mobile device or phone, your view may be different and you may have to scroll between views to the desired one. Our presenter today is John Gray. John is the business manager for CaptionMate. John is joined by his associate, Beryl Butcher, who will help facilitate questions and answers at the end of the demonstration. I will now stop the screen share, and John, I go ahead and I turn over the presentation to you.
Thanks, Amanda. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Bear with me. Move that out of the way. Okay. Here we go. So thank everybody for joining today. Really appreciate your being here. Today we're going to talk about CaptionMate, next generation captioning. And we will talk for 15, maybe 20 minutes and leave a solid 10 minutes, maybe a few more for questions and answers at the end. So as Amanda mentioned, please make sure that you type in your questions into the Q&A and then we can field them at the end and address them. So we're going to talk about ASR only today, automatic speech recognition and captioning. So there we go. First, who is CaptionMate and what do we do? Some of you might already know, some of you might not. So we're going to take a quick overview before we get into custom words, this new feature, which is fabulous. Who is CaptionMate? We are an app that allows a person with hearing loss, like myself and you, the ability to read what's being said on a live telephone call in real time. You can read and you can talk. And the neat thing about CaptionMate is that we are an app, so we do work predominantly on mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. But the neat thing about what we also do is it can also be used on traditional landlines. No special phone is needed with a internet connected screen, such as a laptop or a workstation. So you can use it either way. You can download the app to your smart device, or you can register on your computer and simply use your home phone or your desk phone at work, either way. CaptionMate is part of a company called Clarity Products, and Clarity has been around for more than 50 years. They're the largest manufacturer of amplified telephones, located in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Many of you might have either had a Clarity amplified phone or notification system in the past. CaptionMate is just another product that Clarity has to offer. And that's what we do. Clarity has been the supplier of telecommunications equipment, amplified phones, and notification devices for just about every state and federal program that's out there. And now with this new offering of CaptionMate for the last few years, has been able to bring all of the 50 plus years of experience in hearing loss to the captioning, to IPCTS and captioning. The great thing about CaptionMate is that it's 100% free to download and 100% free to use because we're paid for by a fund that's administered by the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission. So there's absolutely no cost to you, the consumer. So that is the good news. When you talk about captioning, the big thing that everybody wants to talk about is speed and accuracy. How fast are the captions? How fast do they get to you? And if there's a delay, and how accurate are the captions? Are there a lot of errors? And those are very fair questions. Before CaptionMate was certified, the FCC did do independent testing on CaptionMate as part of our certification. And they found that CaptionMate, and I'm quoting this off of their report, had a lower or better delay than the aggregated IPCTS providers. So that meant that we were faster. There was not much of a delay. And they also said in that same report that we had a lower or better WER, and that stands for word error rate or accuracy than the aggregated IPCTS providers. So that meant that we were more accurate, as accurate, if not more. So speed and accuracy with ASR or automatic speech recognition is there, and it has been tested and proven. But as what we do with CaptionMate is we don't like to sit on our laurels. We're always looking for a way to improve and make things better. And one of the things that we have just launched and rolled out is called custom words. And what our goal here is to make things even better. Now, I do want to set the expectation. It doesn't matter if you're using a CA or captioning assistant operator, third-party operator-based captioning system, or if you're using an ASR type system like CaptionMate is, automatic speech recognition, where you have total privacy. Nothing is 100% of the time. So errors do occur. It's just part of life. The question is how many errors occur. That's what we really need to discuss. And with this new feature called custom words, what CaptionMate is doing is we're giving you, the consumer, the ability to teach or train the system, the app, specific words or phrases to improve accuracy. So what does that mean in fancy terms? So what that means is if you have a specific word that you find is used often, or maybe you catch it misspelling, you can type that word into the system, and the system will then understand this is the word and this is how it needs to be spelled. For example, one of my coworkers has an unusual name, Makisha, and that's what's listed down here. And the system was traditionally having trouble spelling that, and that's the way she spelled it. So I've typed that word into my custom words on my phone, and now the system understands this is how to spell Makisha. Interestingly enough, I was in Alaska a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of the city names in Alaska are native, and they have unusual spellings and or pronunciations, and such as the city called Ketchikan. And so I typed that name in, or something maybe even like medical terminology, like the word arrhythmia is a unusually spelled word. So I could type that in. So any type of word that you would like the system to spell correctly, it gives you the ability to do that. The interesting thing about what we're doing also is it allows you to type in a phrase. So for example, I had planted some mums out in the garden. And so I typed in the phrase, the mum landscaping is simple but colorful. And that way the system would understand that I was talking about mums, the flowers, and spell them correctly, and as well as the other words in the phrase. So once again, what custom words does is it gives you, the consumer, the ability to improve the accuracy of the captioning, which is really, really a cool thing. And how does this work? It's very simple. Obviously, you need to have the CaptionMate app on your smartphone, Android or iOS or Apple, or be using it on the web, like we talked about with a landline phone, and you need to be running the most current version. So if you have the app on your phone and you haven't updated the app in a little while, this is a new feature. So you have to make sure you're running the most current version of the app. So you might want to run out to the Play Store if you're an Android user, or the App Store if you're an iPhone user, and just pull up CaptionMate and download or update the version to the most recent version. And once you've done that, once you're running the most recent version of the app, you simply click on Settings, which is in the lower right-hand corner of the screen inside the app. And then you scroll down until you find the feature called Custom Words or Phrases, because that's what we're obviously discussing. And there is a little description there that even tells you, if you can't remember, it says add custom words or phrases to improve accuracy. And then you're presented with this, a little list, and you can build your list. And this is the list I was discussing that I have built. So what you do is you simply type in the word. Once you click on this custom words or phrases, it shows you this screen, and you simply type in the word that you want, and you either hit enter or you hit this little plus sign, which adds the word to the list. And you can keep on adding and growing the list as much as you want. And if you want to delete a word from the list, all you simply do is touch the word you want to delete and you swipe it to the left, and a little delete icon will show up, and you just press it and it will delete the word from your list. But once the words are in the list, they're there and the system sees them. I will tell you that these words reside locally on your device. So we're not sharing your information or anything like that. The other piece of it is up here in the corner, since CaptionMate does provide captioning as well as the full app in multiple languages, especially Spanish. The full app is provided in Spanish, and we caption it over 100 languages. You can actually have a separate list for Spanish words. So for instance, if you want a separate list in Spanish, you click on the language option up here in the right-hand screen, right-hand corner of the screen, and it provides you this little option to switch lists from English to Spanish, and then you can create a separate list for Spanish. So you could actually flip back and forth if you so desired. So once again, make sure you're running the most recent version of the app. Make sure that you click on settings and then custom words or phrases, and then you can start building your list. And I know someone's going to ask, how long can the list be? I'm not sure I have an exact number for you, how long your list can be, but it can be quite extensive. So we will leave it at that. You can type in a lot of words. Yes, there is how to change languages if you'd like a separate list for English and a separate list for Spanish. Why is this really important? It's really important because what we do at CaptionMate is we try to innovate and we try to move the industry forward. By launching custom words, we're really the only IPCTS provider right now providing that as a feature. Being involved in ASR only and moving away from a CA or a human, a relay type assistant is really an innovative move, and adding a feature like custom words really takes it to the next level. We try to innovate, bring you the newest, the best technology, and keep on advancing the industry, because we believe that things don't have to stay the same. They can always get better. And things like custom words are just the next step in doing that, giving you, the consumer, some control to improve everything. We also offer things like simulcasting, or simultaneously broadcasting the captions onto multiple devices at once. So if I'm indeed using my cell phone, but I want to see the captioning bigger, of course I can increase the font in the app, but all I have to do is turn on my computer, for example, and I could log into my account on my computer and watch the same conversation on my computer screen. So I get it bigger. But by simulcasting, or allowing you to have the captions on multiple internet connected devices at once, it gives the consumer, gives you the ability to better use the system how you see fit. We were also the first ones to have IPCTS or captioning available on all three platforms at once: Apple or iPhones, Android, and the web, such as your computer. We allow you to share your transcriptions with the other person in real time. And some people are like, what does that mean? Well, it means that if I was using CaptionMate and I happened to call Amanda and we were just talking on the phone and I'm reading the captions, at some point, if I, the user, chose to, I could hit a button while I'm on the call and it sends Amanda a link, a little text message. And if she clicks on it, then it immediately opens up a screen on her phone and it allows her to see what I'm seeing in real time. It allows me, the consumer, to share my captioning session with the other party. And that's really great for confirming accuracy, for instance. So if we're talking on the phone and she was saying, oh yeah, we're going to have this HLAA webinar at 2, and it printed out, maybe it printed out the wrong word, she could see that and say, oh, no, I said 2. And that way we could both confirm the accuracy, which is a really nice feature. We are also, from an innovation point of view, CaptionMate is also the very first provider to provide what we call full Spanish interface. And what that means is not only do we provide captions in over 100 languages. So if English is not your first language, you can read captions in over 100 languages. But now we're providing the app in a full Spanish interface. So if Spanish is your language of choice, when you download the app and you launch the app, you can choose English or Spanish, and the entire app is then translated into English or Spanish. So you're seeing the entire app, the whole interface of the app in Spanish, which just makes things so much easier for Spanish speakers. And undoubtedly more languages will come and follow. And as I said, we caption in over 100 languages. And finally, one of the real innovative things that we do, it doesn't sound like much, but once you've had really, you've struggled with customer service, it can be a big thing, is that we pride ourselves in not only a quick response with customer service, but quickly allowing you to speak with a live person. You don't have to email us. You can if you want, but we love to talk and meet with our customers face to face. So that could be on a Zoom call, that could be just on a phone call, on a CaptionMate phone call, however your communication preference is. But we really pride ourselves in getting that live person and talking and interacting with them from a customer service point of view. And unfortunately, that is an innovative thing in today's world. But getting that really personalized customer service, it does make a huge difference for people. I'm just watching the clock here to stay on task. So you say, wow, this is all great. How do I take advantage of it? It's simple. If you're an iPhone user, you go to the App Store. If you're a Android user, you go to the Play Store. And if you are just want to use it on your home phone, you simply go to the website captionmate.com. And you can log in or create an account that way. You complete the registration on your device. And a lot of those registration screens are FCC required, as we are regulated by them, as I mentioned at the beginning. And then once you've completed the registration, completed the registration, you start making and receiving captioned phone calls and can build a custom word list. So once again, I would highly encourage you to check out our website, captionmate.com. If you would like to email us, if you have questions, you can always reach our support team at support@captionmate.com. Or you can call our support team and talk to us on the phone at 800-898-0034. Extension 0 is the quick way to get a team member. And one of the things we love to do is we have a help center. And this is the actual link to the help center. The easy way to find it is if you just go to Google and you typed in the word CaptionMate Help Center, all one word, this link would show up. But at the Help Center, what you can find is all kinds of neat little step-by-step instructional videos and FAQs, frequently asked questions, and stuff like that to help you through it. Because like many other apps, there's not a physical, user manual you're going to receive in the mail or anything or be flipping through. So we put everything on the Help Center and let you access it right online. And that way you can click on it, watch the video, which are captioned obviously, and look at all the information that's there. And so with that said, I want to make sure that I leave time for questions and answers. And so what I'm going to do is stop sharing my screen so we can pull the video back up, and maybe Beryl can jump in here and help with some of the questions. So if you have a question, please type it into the Q&A and we will start to field some questions and try to get them answered.
We have some great questions, so we'll move. We've got about 8 questions, and we'll try and get to all of them. The first question is: does the CaptionMate app capture speech from both parties or just the other party?
That is a great question, and the short answer is yes. CaptionMate captures and presents the captioning from both parties. So when I'm looking at CaptionMate on my phone, not only can I see what the other party is saying, which is super important because I don't always catch it with my hearing aids, but I can see what I'm saying as well. So I see both parties. I see the whole conversation, what I'm seeing, as well as what the other person is saying. And the neat thing is we give you, the consumer, the option to turn that feature on and off. And you can turn it on and off during the call, right when the call is happening. So if you are watching what you're saying and you decide you don't want to see that, you can hit a little button in the middle of the call and turn that right off. If you decide that you do want to see, you can hit it during the call and immediately turn it on. It's also very helpful after the call. Since CaptionMate automatically saves your transcription of the call for you, you can go into your call history after the call and you can look at the transcription and you can see the whole conversation. You're not just seeing what one side or what the other person said, because if I was having a call with Beryl, maybe afterwards, and I couldn't remember everything, if I went back and started reading that transcription, sometimes trying to just read one side of a conversation can be difficult. But seeing the whole conversation, what I say, as well as what Beryl says, it just helps out and makes things much more easy to understand. Sorry, that was my timer going off.
So John, I would just add, before I ask the next question, I would just add that if you turn off watching both parties during the call, you'll still get both parties in the transcript of the call in your history. So during the call, you can have both parties or just the person you're talking to, but you'll always have the full history.
The full conversation in history of both. Right.
Right.
Excellent. Excellent.
So our next question is, do people listen to the phone calls?
Oh, like a third party operator? No.
I assume that's the question, yes.
No. The neat thing about what we do with our technology, automatic speech recognition, is that there are no CAs. There's no captioning assistant. There's no third party operator. There's no other human on the call except you and the person you're talking to. So we don't listen to your call. We don't have access to your call. You have what we call total privacy, or real functional equivalence for the first time. So as an individual with hearing loss, I really like that because I feel like I should have the same privacy as somebody making a normal telephone call. And with CaptionMate, I get that because there is no third party in on the call.
Fantastic. We have 2 questions that sort of go together. And one of them is, am I able to have my original number shown when placing a call and not the CaptionMate number? If someone calls me, can they dial my original number? And then the second question is, many captioning services assign a new phone number. Do you need to get a new phone number with CaptionMate?
Yeah, those are great, all great questions. And yes, they are linked together. So I will start answering them. And Beryl, if I miss a point, please prompt me again. So the answer is this. When you register for the service, you are assigned a new CaptionMate number. Then the way that number works can be up to you, the consumer. So yes, you are assigned a new phone number. Now, whether or not you choose to use that number is up to you. What you can do is you can have people call that special CaptionMate number if you wish. If you don't like that, you don't want to have to give out a special new number, you can turn on a feature that we have called call forwarding, and that allows people to call your normal cell phone number, and then you'll get captions. So although you have a special CaptionMate number, it kind of just lives in the background and nobody knows it or sees it. So once again, you can turn on call forwarding in the system, and then people just call your normal cell phone number, you answer it, and you get captions, and you never have to worry about giving out anything special. Nobody has to know that you have a special number, but that's totally up to you. If they call your normal cell phone number, it will work. If they call your special CaptionMate number, it would still work. It's really up to you, the consumer, how you would like to use that. And the second piece of it has to do with caller ID and what is presented on the other person's screen when you call them. There's a feature in settings called outgoing caller ID, and it doesn't matter if you have call forwarding turned on or you don't have call forwarding turned on. This is a feature that allows you to show the other party what you would like them to see. So if you have outgoing caller ID turned off, when you call somebody, they will see your special CaptionMate number on their caller ID screen. If you have outgoing caller ID turned on, they will see your normal cell phone number on their caller ID screen. So it's really up to you, once again, what you would like. We like to give you, the consumer, the option and the choice as how you would like to configure the system. So outgoing caller ID, it's up to you. You can show what number you would like to show. Most people like their normal cell phone number to be shown, in which case you just turn that feature on. And as far as what number people want to call, you can activate call forwarding and have your normal cell phone number called, or you can choose not to. It's up to you. But either way works.
The questions are sort of pouring in at this point. So I would like to just let everyone know that, as John said earlier, we love to talk to our customers. We have webinars that you can join. We're happy to set up one-on-one webinars with you. We'll talk to you on the phone. We'll answer emails. So if we don't get to your question, please forgive us and get in touch with us anyway. We're not able to get in touch with you after the webinar. Your emails are held by HLAA for privacy purposes. So if we don't answer your question, please get back with us and we'd be happy to answer it later.
Yeah, and you can email HLAA and they can potentially forward them to us as well. So either way, and watching our time, we're very close. So maybe one more question.
Sure. It says, I'm trying to find the most representative one. How long and how are transcripts kept on your phone, and where are they kept?
Great question. We don't ever save or store your transcripts anywhere. The only place your transcriptions are ever saved or held is on your personal device. So the person that initiated or received the call, you, the consumer, is the only one that has access to those transcriptions or captions. And they are saved on your device until, I guess, one of two things happens. Either you choose to delete them, or maybe if you deleted the app and then downloaded the app again and logged into your account, that might delete them. That would delete them. But you're in control of your own captions and your own transcripts. We never see them. We don't save them. We don't hold them anywhere. Once again, we're all about total privacy. So you, the consumer, are the one that is the only one that have access to your saved transcriptions.
If we can squeeze this in, we have two questions about international calling. One is this available in Germany? And the second is, if I'm traveling outside the USA, does the service work?
Great questions. International calling, as if you register, first of all, it's not available in Germany. If you're a German resident and do not have a US-based number, then no, it is not available. But if you're a US resident with a US phone number with hearing loss, you can call internationally and receive international calls through CaptionMate. But it's hopefully that explains it. So yes, if you're in the US and have a US based number, you can call internationally and receive internationally. But if you live internationally, you cannot, like a German resident with a German phone number could not register for CaptionMate, if that makes sense. And it looks like we're running short on time, and Amanda is is getting ready to jump in here. So once again, thank you all for your time. I really appreciate you joining us. Beryl and I are thankful that you're here, and we'd love to hear from you. So there's a lot more questions. Please feel free to contact us. And Amanda, I'll turn it back over to you.
Once again, you can contact here's John's email. Any more questions you have. This is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, John and Beryl, for coming out, and thank you all for joining us.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you.